What are your top 10 Best Actress winning performances? I'm Michael, your weekly Oscar nerd, and these performances are my 10 favorites, not the 10 best winners, and I'll be discussing them in no particular order. Let's start with one I'll bet is on your list.
Did anyone ever tell you you looked like a young prince out of the Arabian Nights? You do, honey lamb. Come here. Come on over here, like I told you. I want to kiss you just once.
Vivien Leigh certainly tops the list of actresses who won 2 Oscars for iconic roles. And though I chose her performance as Blanche Dubois in 1951's A Streetcar Named Desire over Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, I admire her limited work on screen.
And I'm thinking not only of you, but of your friend, Mr. Mitchell. He came here tonight. He dared to come here in his work clothes to repeat slander, vicious stories he'd gotten from you. I gave him his walking papers.
But then he returned. He returned with a box of roses to beg my forgiveness. He implored my forgiveness. Some things are not forgivable.
Deliberate cruelty is not forgivable.
Oscar winner Jessica Tandy originated the role of Blanche on Broadway, but was the only member of the quartet not to repeat for the film version. I can understand why, given she wasn't well known to film audiences. While Vivien Leigh's documented bipolar disorder may have aided her portrayal of Blanche, it was also reported that the role took a heavy toll on her mental state. Nonetheless, I think it was a bravura performance, and Brando notwithstanding, A Streetcar Named Desire would never have had the same impact without her.
I know how people fucking think out there, and fuck, it's gotta be that way. They gotta tell you that thou shalt not kill shit and all of that. But that's not the way the world works, Selby, because I'm out there every fucking day living it. Who the fuck knows what God wants?
We can be as different as we want to be, but you can't kill people.
Says who?
I remember coming out of the theater after watching 2003's Monster and saying, "We just watched the Best Actress winner." As with many of the films I will discuss, this is a tough film to sit through. Charlize Theron's performance as real-life serial killer Eileen Wuornos is one of those I want to look away, but I can't kind of masterwork.
I wanted to tell you that I love you, you know. And you were the first and only person who knew me real close. And didn't think I was bad or, you know.
Yes, she altered her appearance with makeup and by gaining weight, but she was hardly the first to do so. What I always found fascinating is that Theron somehow managed to make Wuornos sympathetic at times, a woman so beaten down in her early life that she believed her only escape was to exact revenge for the pain she experienced. Did that justify what she did? Of course not. But Charlize Theron gave us a portrait of a woman so desperate for love and acceptance that she lost complete control by creating her own deranged reality. No matter how many films I watch in the future, this performance will be forever in my top 10.
I just wanted to tell you that I practiced the coda last night and I finished. I thought you should know.
Okay, Nina, listen. Honestly, I don't care about your technique. You should know that by now.
Yeah, but yesterday.
No. Anyway, I've already chosen Veronica. So. Sorry.
As I discussed previously in another video, 2010's Black Swan remains the only film which made me uncharacteristically uncomfortable when it was over. I could never explain why. It simply haunted me. Natalie Portman's performance as Nina the ballerina was, for me, so real and, well, intense.
Where is it?
This role's destroying you. Move.
Nina!
Move! What happened to my sweet girl, huh?
She's gone!
Oh, Nina! Oh, Nina! Oh, no, please! You're not well!
Let go of me! the Swan Queen. You're the one who never left the court.
Black Swan explored the duality we all possess, albeit taken to another level. The psychological underpinnings of a young woman's emotional deterioration, played against the backdrop of ballet, could have veered in another direction had it not been for the brilliance of Portman's performance. The actress invested everything she had into this role, and I was thrilled that the Academy got it right, too. Oh, be sure and stay tuned until the end of the video, when I'll reveal my choice for the worst Best Actress win. It's not who you think.
Maybe you'd like to know what Helen will find there not on visiting days. One ward was full of the old women, crippled, blind, most of them dying, but even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to move them. That's where they put us. There were younger ones across the hall, prostitutes mostly with TB and epileptic fits, and a couple of the kind who keep after other girls, especially young ones.
The miracle worker story of the relationship between Helen Keller and her teacher Annie Sullivan is, for me, one for the ages. It moves me to this day, and the interplay between Oscar winners Anne Bancroft and Patty Duke represents perhaps the finest duo ever to appear on screen. And while Duke had the showier role, Bancroft brought it home. The 1962 film originally was to star Elizabeth Taylor. I know. But reasonable heads prevailed, and Anne Bancroft, though not a star name, was invited to repeat her Tony-winning triumph on the small screen. And while the actress went on to a successful film career with 4 more nominations, I think The Miracle Worker stands as her crowning achievement. Another film on this list that makes me cry every time I watch it. What can I say? I've become so emotional in my old age.
Miss Brandon, we put your Charles Brayman ID number through the computer yesterday, and this is what the Lincoln authorities faxed us over. You tell me.
Wow. This Tina chick seems pretty messed up.
Before Monster came out, the film that really left me shook up was 1999's Boys Don't Cry and its knocked out of the park performance by Hilary Swank. Based on another real-life person, the disturbing and tragic story of Brandon Tina's attempts to live a life as his true self was brutal in its honest depiction of intolerance and cruelty.
Now, are you going to answer my question for me or not?
I have a sexual identity.
You what?
A sexual identity crisis.
I wonder what Steven Spielberg thought of Boys Don't Cry. I saw him coming out of the movie theater, but didn't have the nerve to go up to him and ask. Hilary Swank won her first of 2 Oscars for this film, and I can't tell you how relieved I was when it happened, since she wasn't a shoo-in that year. Many expected Annette Bening to win for American Beauty after she prevailed at the SAG Awards. Do you think the Academy got it right?
But, Doc, you was the only one. I'd just die if you didn't believe that, Daddy.
I know.
You were always so nice and proper. I never thought anything we could ever do together would be wrong or make us unhappy. Do you think we did wrong, Doc?
You can't defy convention, I guess, or the laws of God.
But I don't think anybody ever knew about it except my folks.
I said at the beginning that the performances in my top 10 would not be ranked. But okay, so many of you know that Shirley Booth's turn as Lola in 1952's Come Back Little Sheba is, yes, my #1 Best Actress winner. I mean, come on. Not only is she incredibly moving, but she mourns her lost dog. If you want to make me cry, Show me a film about a lonely character and a beloved pet.
And then, this is the sad part, Daddy. All of a sudden, I saw little Sheba. She was lying out in the middle of the field, dead. I felt terrible, Doc. Nobody else paid any attention. But I cried and cried. It made me feel awful, that sweet little puppy, her white fur all smeared with mud, and no one to stop and take care of her.
Shirley Booth appeared in only 5 films, and Comeback Little Sheba made her the first to win an Oscar and a Tony for the same role. Of course, I love the comedic talents displayed in her 60s sitcom, where Booth displayed many of the same characteristics as those in Sheba. In fact, I tell people that Lola is Sad Hazel. A winner of the Oscar, 2 Emmys, and 3 Tonys, Shirley Booth had that uncanny ability to imbue her characters with genuine pathos and vulnerability. If you only know her as Hazel, watch Come Back Little Sheba. I think you'll be surprised. And yeah, you'll cry.
Darling, I'm so happy as we are. I don't want anything to change. If we got married, there'd be so much bitterness and unhappiness for everyone, wouldn't there? Oh, darling.
The regular Oscar nerds on this channel knew this one was coming. And while I expect Julie Christie's win for 1965's Darling to not appear on many of your personal top 10 lists, she'll always be on mine. Sure, the film about a model's journey through London's swinging 60s is definitely dated, but Christie's natural exuberance, coupled with the cynical nature of her less than likable character, gave the inexperienced film actress the opportunity to carry an entire movie, on screen for 70%. Not bad for only her 3rd film appearance and first starring role.
I didn't ask you to leave, Robert, you know.
You never asked me to do anything.
As long as you realize.
As long as you realize I just hate your guts. As long as you realize Robert's the only person I ever remotely loved. As long as you realize that.
When you've finished.
Are you afraid I'll kill myself?
As Diana Scott, Julie Christie was called upon to be charming, romantic, selfish, deceitful, manipulative, and ultimately desperate. She was certainly no Maria von Trapp, and Julie Andrews was her main competition for the Oscar that year. You've clobbered me enough in other videos, and I'm immune to the expected onslaught. So here goes. The Academy chose the right Julie that year.
I suppose you think I'm conceited.
Young and terribly inexperienced, but not conceited. Well, if that's the way you really feel about her, then you must be right. Your trouble is you don't believe enough in yourself.
Simone Signoret's performance in 1959's Room at the Top is among my favorites because the French actress delivered a down-to-earth performance of a worldly woman who understood and accepted the limitations of her love affair with a younger man, and she did so with a calm dignity. As Alice, Signoret was warm, wise, and smart.
There is something you have never understood, Joe. These people at the top, they are the same as anybody else. But you had it inside of you to be so much bigger than any of them. You just had to be yourself. That was all. With me, you were yourself.
Considered unconventional at the time, Room at the Top explored a May-December romance with an anti-hero played by Lawrence Harvey, prioritizing social climbing over traditional morality. The British film covered adultery with a sexual frankness that American audiences were not accustomed to seeing on screen. Somewhat reminiscent of the neorealistic style of filmmaking originated in Italy, Room at the Top launched the kitchen sink movement that depicted the gritty lives of the working class. Have you seen this film? What did you think of Simone Signoret's performance?
Give us this day
There's something about Jane Wyman's moving performance in 1948's Johnny Belinda that always gets to me. Maybe it's her sweet, innocent smile, or the sadness in her eyes, which depicts the hurt deeply felt from the assault she endures. Based on a real-life incident, the role was definitely Oscar baity, and it worked.
Tree. Tree. Yes. Water. Water. Very good.
Johnny Belinda is the name of the child Wyman's character gives birth to and fights to keep, despite hostility from the town council, who believes she is unfit because she is a deaf mute. Jane Wyman wore earplugs during the making of the film. And yeah, that's kind of cheating. Patty Duke didn't do that. But she also put in 6 months of study at the Mary E. Bennett School for the Deaf, where she learned sign language and lip reading. She also practiced walking with a heavy, flat-footed stride to show how a deaf person who grew up doing strenuous farm work would not be able to use sounds around her to properly pace her steps. Jane Wyman became the first actor to win an Oscar without speaking a word of dialogue. What are your thoughts on her performance and win? Before I round out my top 10, I want to thank you for watching this video. The Oscars are so subjective, and I don't expect you to mirror my list. This is just for fun. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, become a member and join the rest of us Oscar nerds for a new video each week, as well as vote in the daily polls. It helps our community grow if you hit the like button and share this with other Oscar nerds out there.
Who gave you these?
Florindo.
And what for?
To wear.
To wear.
Sure.
Don't you ever say sure to me like that! Do you hear?
I know there are those who watched 1961's Two Women and reported being underwhelmed by Sophia Loren's performance. But I always find a catch. Most who told me this didn't see the entire film and missed the scenes that led up to the devastating final act. Director Vittorio De Sica gently guided the young, insecure actress into becoming comfortable with the brutal scene where she and her young daughter are attacked by soldiers in a church. Sophia Loren unleashed a torrent of emotions: frustration, disbelief, rage, and for my money, walked off with the Oscar right then and there.
Do you know what they have done, those heroes that you command? Do you know what your great soldiers have done in a holy church under the eyes of the Madonna? Do you know what they have done?
Peace. Peace.
Yeah, peace. Beautiful peace. You ruined my little daughter forever.
Of course it's painful to watch. That's the point. And Loren's performance is raw to the core. She did not hold back. She expressed what we imagine it felt like for the violation of her character as well as her daughter. With that win, Sophia Loren became the first actor to be awarded an Oscar for a performance in a foreign language film. And if anyone was going to do this at the time, it was going to be Sophia. Please tell me what you thought of her triumphant work in Two Women. Now I await your top 10 list. Please remember that what I discussed is merely my opinion, so I didn't forget Meryl or Elizabeth Taylor or Jodie, etc. No right or wrong on this channel. And until we meet again, here is my least favorite performance to win in the lead actress category.
We, I know, and we enjoyed it very much too. She's a lovely actress, Mary. We,
Women.
she has such twinkling eyes and such a funny little twitter. when she speaks. Yes, I can well imagine Flo being in love with her.